just like every other farmer that's out there, the last thing you want to do is see your farm go to the wayside, or be the generation that loses the farm, or be the generation that makes the wrong decision for your farm. So there's a lot of things that you've got to take into consideration. If you're taking into account how you're going to sustain your farm, the viability to be able to continue to produce the crops that you want, as good as that is, you can never tell what the weather's going to do. And then you're out. Still got to pay the bills, you still got to pay for the seed. For me, I believe, if there's a chance of an offset that's in there, the offset that comes into play is diversifying your portfolio. My name's John Sayurel, the fourth generation here in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. My family came over in the early 1900s from Italy. This farm was given to my great-grandfather. It was about 300 acres total. In 1954, they started planting Christmas trees and became one of the largest Christmas tree producers in the country. But we started to see a little bit as far as the heat temperature starting to rise. That changed how we were able to raise some of our Christmas trees. We've lost thousands of trees to this sun, this intensity and heat. We went through a cycle where we didn't have any rain for 2 to 3 weeks, and that's enough to just hook them off. So we've had to change what we're doing that way. We had areas that my grandparents had allowed them to take the coal out. Those areas that we looked at that were strip mine, we thought, these are a good area to maybe look at putting some kind of alternative thing on there because they're not really good for growing. If we could put solar on there, that would be some way to supplement some income in there, pay the taxes on everything. The amount of money that we receive from it gives that benefit back to making sure that my children and their children don't have to worry about it. When we started to think about solar, we had Oriden come in and they gave us a proposal, kind of sat down and really looked through the whole process with us. We had a lot of questions, they had a lot of answers. They were good to work with early on because it was a whole step by step, because we really didn't know much about solar at all. This brought a lot of new career opportunities that were never here before, and that's a big thing that we need in Fayette County.
We're in a rural county. We have a lot of formerly coal mine land that is not conducive to building. So at some point, we were attractive to a prospect for solar farms. The Fayette Economic Development Council is dedicated to revitalizing Fayette County's economy, bringing in jobs and employment, and improving the economy as well as the environment and other areas of the county. We're considered a former coal community. There's actually unprecedented amounts to transition areas like ours, so those jobs that used to be coal can still stay energy related, but perhaps they might be somebody doing site work for a solar farm. So there's a lot of potential there. We have 2 solar farms, and they are in fact the first 2 in the entire county. One of the sites is adjacent to a large spec building that we're developing. We think the solar farm there is just a great companion to that on that section of land. And it's actually very good for us in our recruitment efforts. It all kind of can work together if we're thoughtful about it. It's not just about creating jobs, it's about creating a great place for people to want to live. It's producing clean energy, and the construction projects generated a lot of economic impact. It's just a win-win.
Right now we're out in the middle of the field. We're in Dunbar, PA, a nice little hidden gem in Pennsylvania. So we're building a solar farm. Out here we have, I want to say roughly like 36,000 panels. It's rewarding to see the amount of jobs that comes into the area. From our perspective, we like to try to hire as much local as possible. On this project, we hired a local company. They did all the civil work. That brought out just on site about 10 guys, and then on the back end they have their management, and then on the electrical side there was another 70, and then mechanical probably about another 20 or 30. So that helps a lot with the local economy and keeping them busy. We try our best to be good neighbors and things like that to the community so that they can see the benefits of it.
Having a good communication system in place is very, very important, especially with the team, like when you work with Oriden, because you're able to piggyback off of each other and say, hey, these are the contractors that I think you should use that are going to give you a really good product out there. If you don't have that kind of communication and a good working partner like we had with Oriden, then it's very difficult to accomplish that final goal of getting these solar sites up. And that's part of the team and the partnership of working with a company like Oriden, to where you want them to be a good community partner. And if they're able to listen to what the landowners have to say and say, hey, this is how we want you to help us out, and these are the people that you should help out, these are the companies that you should use, and they're standing by their word and doing it, then you got a good partner in